Hello, and welcome to the podcast, Blogging for Profits to Master the Rise. My name is Angela Brooks, and I'll be your host today. And I just want to give you a little bit of encouragement that the topic is how to build your business when you feel too busy. When you are in business and you want to take it to the top, or whatever the top means for you, that means different things for different people. So I don't ever say, what the top looks like. You listen to webinars, you attend business training events, you read books, subscribe to emails, you follow up, um, not follow up, you follow the top builders in your company or top leaders in other companies that you are attracted to. And you become a professional student without taking any action. That's the key word there, is there's no action. And, I worked as a full-time nurse on night shift. I'd go in at 6 at night till 7 in the morning. I had two very active young boys. And, once they've slept all night and I had to come home and sleep, that was a game. That was a game in itself. I had to get really creative about creating content for my business. And back in the day, don't judge me, when I first started online, is the biggest, baddest phone that was out there was a BlackBerry, and it was horrible. The screen was small. You had a little keyboard thing, and it was slow. It was not something like we've got on our iPhone where I can completely run my business in the palm of my hand. But I had to get creative. It didn't matter what was going on. My phone, even though it was a little BlackBerry, was always with me. And I used it to my advantage by sitting at the ball games or practices. I'd either sit in my car so I could watch them practice, or I would sit in a chair behind the dugout away from the other parents so I wouldn't be in conversation, and I could do some work on my little phone, and I would email it to myself. Facebook was pretty new then. And I mean, it was a great time to be in marketing because it was so new. But now it's noisy and people get distracted so easy that they now make up excuses of why they can't do their business, why they can't run their business. And I hear it all the time. People will give you an excuse and you know what it is. And of course, I'm not going to say anything because in their mind, it is real. And I get that. I had a lady the other day who wants to build a business. And I asked her if she saw the training that I'd put into the group. And her comment was, I'm moving my son. No, I'm moving my daughter to college this weekend, and I'll try to look at it Monday. She was so busy all weekend. Now, I've moved a kid to college. It does not take you all weekend. You may need to recover. I get that. But the training was less than 20 minutes. She could have listened to it in her car while she was driving back and forth, whatever. I used to call my car a moving mobile university because I always had a CD in, or I had something, as time revolved, and we had podcast and blog posts and things that I could actually listen to the audio as I was on the go, had earbuds in, and I was always listening to something. So the first thing that pops in my mind, because of the way I'm wired, is, yes, you're moving your daughter into college, and I know you want to absorb all that moment with that person. But on your way home, or after you get home and you're resting, it's up to you. You get to decide how you get your information. And I was determined to make it work because I knew that I knew that I knew I wanted out of the situation that I was in. You know, I still did it. I still did the content creation. I was a blogger. I was posting on social media. I was sharing what I was doing for the weekend. I'm not doing business. I'm moving my son into college. I shared all of that. So people get to follow your journey and really get to know who you are. Um, there's another excuse is, I don't like to talk to people I don't know. Well, the people that you don't know are going to be your new customers. They're going to be your new business builders. They're going to be your new friends. These are people that you want to talk to. Not everybody you have a conversation with is going to be a builder by all means. You don't want everybody. Um, but People are nervous about talking to folks that they don't know. People don't know what people don't know are more likely those folks are going to be easier to acquire as a customer than somebody that you do know. So some of the top excuses used are just sabotaging your business. You know, I had one lady said, "I have a coach, but I feel so scattered. I'm not sure what to do and nothing is working for me. And I just want to build a team, but I haven't figured this out yet." But she has a coach. So that means she's not listening to her coach. She's not implementing what this coach is telling her to do. Even if you just did one or two things a coach tells you to do, doing something will get results. Doing nothing will do the same. Most people make it hard because they are focused on the end result versus one step at a time. And the only way you're going to get around the corner is just one step in front of the other. That sounds very cliche and very simple, but that's truly how it works. If your coach gives you a tip, put it into action immediately. The end results will come if you're doing the simple things. Actually, the simple things are probably more powerful than the big fancy funnels and being on stage and all the other blingy things that you can do in business. You don't have to do all that to make a nice income. The best excuses will always sabotage your business. And it's something that someone will message me, for example, and this happens all the time, who will ask about a post. This last week, I'll give you this example. I had a post that offered a 3 simple steps to get conversation started in less than 5 or 10 minutes a day. I use this every single morning while I'm drinking coffee. I get it done before I drink my whole cup of coffee. It is literally simple. It is so simple that people are going, well, that couldn't possibly work. Business has to be hard. It has to be time consuming. It doesn't have to be anything that you've got in your head. I give them the free tip. 99.5 of the time, those things that I gave these people works. 99.5 of the time, it works. And I checked back with each of the people that reached out and said, yes, I want your 3 tips. I want some results. I need your help. So I send them the link to download the PDF. I checked back. One person was absolutely no response. They saw the message. And then I had one that said she was just too busy to download the PDF. One of them read it and said, I don't think that'll work for me. And I said, did you try it? No, I didn't try it. I just don't think that'll work for me. And I had somebody else said, honestly, I think people are just too busy and they wear it like it's a badge of honor. People are not too busy. They can tell you what's on TV. They know what is trending on Twitter, on YouTube. It's time to flip that switch and take control of your time. Do you really want a business or do you just want to be an awesome customer? Because we absolutely love our customers. You don't have to work a business to be with me at all. My customers want to enjoy the products, and that's all I want to provide for them, nothing else. But people will ask you for the simplest of tips that you have, and then they do nothing with them. And then they say business doesn't work. That's why some people will rise up to the top because they take the simple steps and they use them and use them and use them on rinse and repeat. And then there's 80% of the people that say business just doesn't work for me. It failed. I couldn't get any response when they probably didn't recognize the response that they actually were getting. So it doesn't take millions of people to have a good profitable business, which actually means most of the time that people just did not show up. They didn't do the 3 steps. They didn't download the PDF. Um, and they were working on things that was a waste of time instead of focusing on actually doing the things that work. I get it. I truly do. Your life is busy. My life is busy. We're all filled with responsibilities. And you don't have countless hours to learn how to expand your reach and gain substantial following. I get that. I have been exactly where you're at. You know, I have a group. It's on Facebook. It's called Master the Rise. It's a free group. It's a place that I go in because I like to have a place to drop nuggets and I like to see who takes action and I like to connect with those people. Some of those people are looking for a business. Some of them just want, they already have a business that you're trying to grow. Some of them are looking for the system that I use to train my team or where I get some of my training from. And so I provided a free place just to go and drop some business nuggets. And you don't only get the free group, but this will cut the time in half and it allows you to learn and implement strategies right away, like immediately. And you can come back and you can brag about your simple step that worked, or you can ask a question so that you can define it and make it work for you. Most people won't. And that's really sad in our industry is they get overloaded with training and following and coaching and buying new products, but they don't do the simple things. The true business training is up to you. There's not a coach on this earth or a free training, no magic wand that's going to build your business until you make the decision to commit and actually show up and be committed to get the work done, to do just the simple steps. My nature is to serve, and I enjoy and I like helping people get results. And I give way too much of my time away, and they don't use the information. And yes, it's frustrating. Even this many years in, a decade into building a business, it's still rather frustrating. And, if you don't show up for your job that you now have, you're not going to be surprised when your employer doesn't pay you. But when people get into our industry, they're shocked when they don't get a check with their business within the first 90 days or 6 months or even a year when they didn't show up to work. So this is something that I say over and over and over that, I can give you every simple step to get you actual results. Simple. They're so simple, they're ridiculous. And, I can charge you high ticket price to coach with me, which I don't do one-on-one anymore. I have a group and a system that I use because they get more results that way. But the results, overall results, still come from you. They don't come from me. I can give you the 3 simple steps. Actually, I'm going to give you one right now. Grab a pen and paper and write this down. First, I want you to go to Facebook or Instagram, whichever is your preference. I don't care. LinkedIn. Go to 3 posts and leave a comment related to what they wrote. Whatever they posted, leave a comment underneath 3 different posts. Leave them a compliment. Um, I don't particularly like to get into political, religious rants and raves. I won't get into those. I don't like to have that. If that's your person and you like to rant about that kind of stuff, be careful because other people are also watching you and they're going, ooh, I don't want to work with somebody that's a ranter. But anyway, add the love button on Facebook. Go to that post, love it with a little icon, or if you're on Instagram, double tap. If you're on LinkedIn, use the little love button with the hand. Then go to the person's stories. All 3 platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they all have stories. Go to their stories and make a comment on 3 of their stories back to back. Boom, 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 all 3. Do this for 3 days. Do this for 3 days and see what happens to your messages. See if they don't start blowing up and people don't start responding to you. As you're having the conversation with these people, if it is relatable, then ask them if they're open to learn more about what you do or what you offer, if that will go into the conversation. And if not, go to 3 more people, comment on their stories. You can do this in less than 30 minutes a day. And then send me a message over on Facebook. You can find me on Angela Brooks on any platform and tell me what your results are. I would absolutely love to hear from you. And I'd also like to give you 17 free conversation starters. It's a download. It's an short 17 copy and paste social media scripts that is designed to give you conversations and to build rapport so that you can sign up your ideal customer. And I'm going to give it to you totally free. All you have to do is go to Angela Brook, AngelaBrook.com /script dash book, BOOK. That's AngelaBrook.com /script dash book, and download the Networker script book so that you can have it on your desk or wherever, and that'll kind of help you get conversations started. I love to ask questions. The more questions you ask, the more answers you're going to get, and that's how conversations start, is just, how about this? What about that? Asking good questions. So I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Again, my name is Angela Brooks. You can learn more about me on angelabrook.com. I hope that I will hear from you over on Facebook, and that you do the 3 steps to comment on 3 different posts and see what kind of engagement that you can start getting.